Well, an alleged child molester will be back in the Capital Region at the end of the week, according to the Troy Record. The paper is reporting that 25-year-old Jesse Sawyer Jr. will be arraigned in Troy on Friday. Sawyer was arrested in Florida last week after a massive manhunt. Troy police got a tip that Sawyer was hiding out in Pinellas Park, where local officers found him at a shelter last Thursday. But after trying to...
This was a tricky one. I think it took everybody by surprise. And it looked as if somehow the officers in Florida had done something wrong. But the question is, did they? Under what circumstances can an officer, let's start there, stop or detain someone on the potential that they were involved in some criminal activity?
Yeah, it's an excellent question, and therein where the problem sort of developed. The officers have the ability, if they have reasonable suspicion, and it is a legal term, if they see that you're committing a crime, you're about to commit a crime, they can kind of stop you and ask you questions. In this situation, when they approached him, he wasn't doing any of those things. They knew there was a federal arrest warrant somewhere. They didn't have it. So truly, they were able to talk to him for a short time, but beyond that, any discussion would have been a voluntary conversation.
Is there an actual time frame? I think we were hearing like 90 minutes or something, but is there a time frame of when you describe a short time you can hold them without having any reason to hold them?
Yeah, 90 minutes would be a very long time. See, now if we had a very, and this was very serious allegations, but the police there had a difficult task. They didn't know exactly what the underlying charges were. They didn't have the federal indictment. They went to talk to him, and when they did, it truly was a voluntary conversation. He could have said, hey guys, are you arresting me? And they would have said, no. He would have said, I'm leaving, and he could have left. So, the Troy police, of course, were very upset. They wish they had kept him, and I think they, on hindsight, wish they had. But legally, constitutionally, they did the right thing in keeping him for almost an hour and a half, which really was probably a miraculous sort of voluntary conversation that they had with him anyway.
What would have happened if they had kept him longer? I mean, does the whole case fall apart? I mean, can you not...
You start running into some danger there. What happens, let's say they keep him for that hour and a half or 2 hours, and along the way he starts saying some things that are admissible that sort of go to his guilt. Now, a defense attorney could say, hey, we had an unlawful detention, so any information you obtained as a result of this unlawful detention is now not so it gets tricky, and so sometimes keeping him too long, and we all felt that he should have kept. Of course, he was someone that the allegations were so serious. But at this point, they did apprehend him. They appeared to be doing the right thing at the time, and I don't think there were there's going to be any problem with the trial based on that stop.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today. And